So look, I'm very pro technology and we use AI in my company and we build with AI. But the technology should not be there to remove people. It should be there to help them do more meaningful work where they need judgment, they need creativity, and they need to build trust rather than do repetitive, boring work. So I am against removing people and replacing them with technology. Well, yes, everybody will remove someone if they're not performing. I'm not talking about performance yet.
Yeah.
Just in general, I'm bringing in AI. You guys are out. No, I'm bringing the AI. I'm going to teach you how to use this AI. I'm going to train you how to use it. And then we're going to have better results because combination of AI and people is what gives the best results. So AI for speed, people for judgment.
This is Conversations with Women in Sales, an award-winning podcast launched by Barbara Giamanco and now hosted by Lori Richardson. Listen to interviews with amazing women about their journeys in their sales careers, often discussing sales leadership tips, ideas, and strategies. We aim to inspire women to consider or continue a sales career, and for some women to grow into sales leadership. Men, we need your support and appreciate your allyship. Now here's our host, Lori Richardson.
I am here today with Tamar Gill, and Tamar is the founder and CEO of the company called eCore. And I'm really excited because Tamar and eCore were involved in the Sales Decades Project in April, and through this year, we're talking up about 44 women who got their start in B2B sales in the 1980s. And so Tamar's company helped sponsor that. So Tamar, I just want to thank you for that and welcome you to the show today.
Thank you so much, Lori, for having me. And it was really my pleasure to sponsor Sales Decade Project as it was one of the best conferences that I've attended, honestly and truthfully, because that's where I learned a lot.
Well, I love that. I love that a lot. It seemed to me like people were very real there. You know, no one was really putting on a front and everyone left their egos at the door. We didn't ask them to, but they did that, right?
They did, and it was amazing, very real. And, learning on the real lessons is the best way to learn.
Yeah. I'm excited to be talking with you today because you do a lot with data. Data is my passion. I love helping companies using data and not using a gut feel, which is what so many people have done in the sales world anyway for so many years. But I'd love to know a little bit about where you got your passion for technology and data, and also, you know, your background. It's not like solid sales, which is fine. We have guests on here that come from all different backgrounds, but you've worked in customer success and you've been in sales, in a sales role. You've been in more organizational, I guess, and then you got this passion to build your company. So will you tell us a little bit about how you decided to start out on your own?
It's a long story, but I'm going to make it short.
Okay.
My career has always been, while I was in Georgia, it's always been in nonprofit organizations. So I was working and making the difference in people's lives daily. And seeing how we were changing their lives was like huge. So I loved working in nonprofit. I relocated to the US and became a stay-home mother,
Yeah.
which I enjoyed for a few years. I'm not gonna lie, that was really nice.
And you
But
have
then I
wonderful
realized,
daughters whom I met in Dallas.
thank you so much. I'm like, I need to do more. I can do more. So I started looking for some job where I could be at home, be mom. I hate commuting to work. That's one of the things I did not want to do. I kept looking, and finally I found something where I could be at home and still grow in the organization. So I started working for them started on the lowest position and ended up on the executive team. So in these 7 years, I changed many roles in that company. And then as I was exiting, my thinking was, I'm putting so much effort into other people's business. Now let me put it into mine and lead with two main principles. One, fix the bad data problem that is costing companies like literally trillions every year.
Yeah.
And two, give the opportunity to stay-home parents the same way I was given that opportunity. So that was 6 years ago, that was my two main motivators. And because I'm bootstrapping, I can still keep my principles and keep going. So we're still people first organization.
That's fantastic. I love that. Good to have principles to work through. And then how did you decide on data? Just because you knew it was such a massive problem, there's a big opportunity there?
So before, my previous organization was data as well. For 7 years, I was in data.
So you learned a lot.
Yeah. So, but before that, even before that, I was doing few projects here and there from home.
Yeah.
And then when I thought about it, they were all data related.
Yeah.
For some nonprofit gave me work to clean up their member data. The other organization gave me to clean up their customer data. So I kind of got it in before I knew I was getting into it at my previous company. And then in my previous company, we had many clients where I was looking at their data. I realized how bad it is out there.
Yeah. And yet you say technology should make people more effective, not replace human connection, which we're hearing a lot about this, how people's jobs are being replaced by AI. Definitely entry-level roles. I've seen that happening at some companies, but you think that it should make people more effective, and that's the role of technology, right?
So look, I'm very pro technology, and we use AI in my company, and we build with AI. But the technology should not be there to remove people. It should be there to help them do more meaningful work where they need judgment, they need creativity, and they need to build trust rather than do repetitive, boring work. So I am against removing people and replacing them with technology. Well, yes, everybody will remove someone if they're not performing. I'm not talking about performance yet.
Yeah.
Just in general, I'm bringing in AI. You guys are out. No, I'm bringing the AI. I'm going to teach you how to use this AI. I'm going to train you how to use it. And then we're going to have better results because combination of AI and people is what gives the best results. So AI for speed, people for judgment.
Yeah. And people can do higher level tasks and contribution.
Exactly. That's why you need people, right? So if you have so many years experience in sales, do you think AI can replace you? No, right? You need to bring your experience, your expertise into it. The same for those that are in healthcare, in manufacturing. They gain the years of experience. You can become more efficient, definitely. But no, it shouldn't be replaced by a tool.
So you have a human and technology model that you use inside eCore, right?
So AI and people at eCore are kind of part of the same process. AI does call it heavy lifting, right? It does things that need speed and scale. It searches across many multiple sources, finds the patterns, flags the issues, and then my research team comes in to review those issues that were flagged by, and then they review more details, check sources, and apply judgment if this is good data to be passed on to the customer. So we use it in a combination. We also use our team to train AI to perform all the tasks that it is performing now and build the flow that we have currently, which is 80 plus step validation plus enrichment flow. It was built by our team because they trained AI to mimic their behavior. So it's the part of the same process. And it is important for me because I started as a people organization, right? I want still to be people first organization. So we find the best possible synergy between AI and people, put them as, one piece rather than separated. And I'm still proud to have 150 people on my team without
Wow.
removing them.
Yeah. Well, and some of the work that's public that's being done, for example, emails that I receive, some are really poor. And I'm frustrated that people are just taking a tool and throwing it out there and no one is. I got a follow up from a conference and it referenced my podcast with the wrong name, referenced me in the wrong role. And I just thought, wow, that's frightening to me. Why can't people learn to use these tools properly?
That's the biggest challenge that I'm facing now and I'm trying to really fix, because when people bring in AI in, they think that fixes data problem. AI does not fix data problem. AI cannot fix data problem. AI spreads it. Yeah. It needs access to good data. If you fix data, perfect. Your campaigns are wonderful and everything works well. But if you don't have clean data, then it spreads it. As you mentioned, right? It frustrates me so much. Like before, we were getting irrelevant emails, but they wouldn't say that, hey, your post about data enrichment was so important. It resonates with us and we think the same, but we think our medical devices will be a good fit for eCore. And before we would get, hey, do you want to get medical devices? And you'll just ignore it, right?
Yeah.
Now they're trying to put AI on it, personalize it, or call me Joseph from some conference and I'm getting email and I'm Joseph. Like, we have the means to check, is the first name matching the name in the email? If it is not matching, then we correct it. Like, why should you send me email calling me Joseph, Nick, Amanda? Just name it.
Yes.
That's the data. That's what I want to.
Well, that ties into one of your beliefs that AI works best when built on trusted data. So how do people get trusted data?
The constant validation of the data. So let's start from the beginning. One of the problems is we have access to a large amount of data for cheap. And because we can get it cheap, we're like, okay, this is perfect. I'm just going to buy hundreds of thousands of records and do pray and spray, right?
Yeah.
So spray and pray. But that's not how you should approach. Here are how my clients are approaching it. They're not buying hundreds of thousands. They're buying exactly their ideal customer profile. They are narrowing everything down. They're not reaching out to 100 people at Google. They want 5 people at Google for the decision makers. So whatever you pay for that 100, even though it was cheap, my clients are paying less for those 5. And their campaigns look great because they don't reach out 95 people that are not relevant. They are reaching out to 5 and the results are showing up right away, right? So that's one of the biggest things. They're not targeting well. They can get cheap data and then that's it. I'm going to do whatever I want. Then they don't update. They push all this data in CRM, right? And then they never update. So what happens? You just polluted your CRM, which is fixable, but fixing is going to cost you way more than what you just paid to buy the data. So that's the problem. We just buy too much data that we don't need, and that makes the biggest mess.
Yeah. Have you noticed, as I have since I've been watching, the lack of women in sales for the longest time? It's true with AI as well, right? There are not as many women. There aren't many people like you that are leading organizations, women who are leading organizations that are data and AI, related. Why do you have any idea why that might be?
What I'm seeing is it's really changing. I'm joining more and more groups where women for AI, women building with AI, and that's changing, right? Let's start with women in technology, right? There is still a gap for women in technology, now women AI, but I feel that there is more and more coming, but also because maybe we're not creating the fair system for women. I mean, not maybe, but we're not creating the fair system for women to be in AI, right?
Yeah.
Women need to take that step. We need to take it. We shouldn't wait for permission. We just need to take it, learn it, and apply. I was 16 years old when computer in my country first came out. So what I did, this is new thing. I'm gonna learn it. I went and learned it. Trust me, I don't remember anything I learned it because so late. But I went ahead and learned it. And when I had some job interview, I could say, well, I know computers because nobody knew at that time. Right?
Yeah.
So just do it. Don't wait. Don't think it is not your place. Don't think you don't belong. Go for it.
It's a wonderful opportunity, and there are so many ways to learn online now, that didn't happen when we were younger. I didn't, at least, I didn't see the opportunities other than just doing something. It was in person when, I was young, but I saw technology as a great opportunity, and I knew that there are many things I was unaware of, and I had to learn a lot, but it was so worth it because there's, that many people that that ended up with specialized knowledge, and I feel the same way it's happening with AI. I was very much like before, to me, anyway. It's there's a lot, and the idea of how empathy is so important, and reading the room and listening to what people are really saying and understanding them. These are the skills that everybody needs now that we learned years ago because that's how we learned about selling. That's how I learned about selling anyway. So I find it very interesting. And I saw that in the Sales Decades Project event that the women that were on stage talking about what they did years ago is still so very relevant. Did you notice that too?
I did notice that. And the key is that's not going to change because people need people. I trust you when I came to you because I trust you. I know you. I trust you. And I wanted to contribute to what you were doing.
Yeah.
I want to buy from you because, you are a person and you build trust in me. I want to hire you because, AI is not making the hiring decisions. I am, right?
Yeah.
And it's on us, right? It's on leaders what kind of company and workplace we want to build.
Yeah.
Not AI. AI doesn't decide that for us.
And that's one of your beliefs too, is that business is still about people. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when I buy something, yes, I'm gonna ask AI question to give me some evaluation, but I cannot buy without talking to a person. I need to talk to someone because I needed someone to show me that they care that I'm buying their product. They need to show that they'll be responsible. They'll take accountability if something goes wrong, right? They need to support me throughout the buying process because nobody wants to just throw the money away, right?
Yeah.
Whatever I'm buying, I need someone on the other end. I need a person on the other end, not AI, person to
Yeah.
be with me throughout the process until we're done. Of course, when we're done, we need support as well. But I can ask customer support some minor question and get answer AI, right? Get answer. But when my problem is complex or when I'm upset, is AI gonna solve it? No, I need a person to talk to.
Yeah.
So, and I understand why businesses are trying to save costs, but it still should not be, like removing people and replacing people to save costs. It should be combining, like, because we are still people and we need other people on the other side.
Yeah.
And the AI is only as good as the body of work, the data and process and everything that's already been put in place. I feel like there are a lot of people scrambling this year to improve their processes and to document things that were not documented previously because they need all of that now to be clean, like you were talking about. And then they need to clean up the data that they have brought in. Most data goes bad very quickly, I understand. And there's a lot of that going on, don't you think? A lot of scrambling.
Yes, there is a lot going on right now. Again, every organization runs on data.
Yeah.
If your data is bad, the outcomes are also bad, right? It's going to look beautiful. Everything's going to look beautiful when you apply AI to it, but it's going to be wrong. To be wrong, you need to build proper process. Let's just talk about data, right? Simple thing. I spoke to so many people at these conferences, and when I mentioned CRM data, they're, oh, our CRM data is such a mess. Oh, we know it's so bad. Oh, we don't even know where to start. Oh, we use, I'm not going to say the names, someone to clean our data, but it's still a mess. We use that, it's still a mess. No, it's a mess. But
Yeah.
they still apply AI to it. So
Yeah.
that's the bothersome because they don't know how to manage that because they think they'll run email validation before any campaign and that's gonna solve the problem. But that's not, it doesn't work that way, right? If it worked that way and if AI could solve it easily, like why would I spend over a year to build 80 plus step process, a flow? Because AI cannot do that. It can do one piece, then it can do another piece, but the whole flow is not possible with AI. So for those that need real, like clean data and updates, we have a solution for that. We built solution for that will run not just once, it will run like monthly and keep your data updated.
Okay. How do you learn things like AI? Like where do you go to build your knowledge? Because I find also that's another thing is that I'm always thinking like, what don't I know? What should I be doing? What tools am I not using? There's a lot of anxiety, I think, this year.
So my first place is always, go on the web and look for materials if I can find something for free. That's one thing. The second is I'm joining different communities, and these communities have the sessions for us to go and learn. Like Pavilion has these sessions, Wednesday Women has this session, Women in Revenue. So I take advantage of all of that, and I want to understand what's going on, what's next. I go to conferences where they talk about the data.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not be able to, join paid communities and go to the conferences, but there are free communities as well that can help you learn, and there are free material as well. So,
Yes.
and then talking to people that are actively using it, like what I know, what I don't know, and people are very helpful. If hey, you're doing this, can you show me or can you teach me? People like that. So that's how
Yeah.
I could get my knowledge.
Yeah, meeting in person is really great. We were both at the Unleash conference recently, led by Outreach, and there were a lot of good case studies there with people who are doing interesting projects. And so it's not just some esoteric topic online, but there's real studies and real data coming out from people that are doing trial and error you know, to move ahead. I think that's really helpful. Being in person is great this year. And I'm doing a lot of that because I think that's the ultimate trust level is when you're with eyeballs to eyeballs. I used to have a sales manager years ago. I just thought of this and he used to call it belly to belly selling, belly to belly. But it's hard to trust everything that you see online. And so in person, you see the person really sharing the real stories, and that can be highly valuable. So shout out to in-person events this year.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't done those events much in the previous 5 years, but this year I'm going as much as I can with I mentioned to you earlier, I'm an introvert. Every conference for me is really hard, like very hard, but I'm getting over it and I'm starting to enjoy it. Yes, it is hard. It's hard at the beginning, but once you start the conversations, things are getting easier. Even though after each conference, I'm so drained, I have to be out for like a few hours just alone, do nothing to get my energy back. But I love it. And the key fact that really made a huge impression on me on Unleash was those real stories where they said, yeah, we threw AI at our team and it created mess. So we had to take a step back. So that's exactly what I was mentioning. Like employers need to help their team learn to
Yeah.
use.
Guy, you
And
can't just turn loose on it.
so that was good because we know most of the organizations went through that.
Yeah.
They just quickly adopted it without proper training.
Right. And the whole why piece, like to have your employees doing something and you're not telling them why, or you may not even know why, that's the part to start with the end in mind, as the saying goes, and then kind of work backwards. I think we went through that with technology as well, is that people would be like, oh, here's a new tool. So cool. Everybody else is using it, so we need it. We need to figure out what are we trying to accomplish and what's going to lead us to that, and then find the appropriate tools and process to do that.
So every change is difficult.
Yeah.
The biggest barrier in change is people. And we say that people cannot adjust to change. It's wrong.
Yeah.
We don't explain to them. You need to show them the benefit.
Yeah.
They will be adjusting to this change. If you're telling them, I'm going to bring AI here, and you just teach AI everything you know, because I'm going to replace you with AI, well, of course, there's going to be a resistance, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to properly explain why you're bringing this change, any change, right? Why is it happening? Show their own benefit. If they start using, what will happen to them, right? And then you won't see any resistance. But organizations do not have change management in place. That's the big problem.
Yeah, so interesting. Well, we're going to learn a lot as the months and year go on. And I really appreciate you being here today and joining us. And how can people reach out to you? Can they do it through LinkedIn? Would that be best?
Yes, LinkedIn is the best way to reach me. I'm pretty active there. So feel free. And yeah, it's wonderful. And I'm so happy that, Lori, you're doing so much for women. And I'm so happy that I could be a little part of it. Just one quick note. Your conference was the only one I took my children to. And I was thinking that I asked them to come in and listen. And I was thinking they're going to complain. Oh my God, it's so boring. Get us out of here. And I'm watching their faces and they're like literally listening. And when we came out, I'm like, what do you guys think? It was so interesting. And then they were telling me, she was speaking so good, such a good example. They loved it, like 11 and 18-year-old. They loved it. So then
That's a good endorsement.
a lot about people together.
Well, people were so real there. I think that if you go to something, everybody seems phony or they're all, strutting around, showing how great they are. But people weren't like that. It was more like, I've learned through ups and downs, and let me share how that happened. But they were also very engaged, and I loved meeting them. And I hope they come next year.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of them is going to be in college, but I'll bring
Wow.
the other one.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Tamar Gill, thank you so much. People can reach out to you on LinkedIn or look you up on eCore. Is it eCore.ai?
No, it's ecoreservice.com because we started as a service and later, I mean, we adopted technology, pretty soon, but it's still ecoreservice.com.
ecoreservice.com. Tamar, thank you so much for being here. It's really a pleasure to.
Thank you so much, Lori. Great to be here. Take care.
I'm your announcer, Larry Long Jr. and we sincerely thank you for listening to this episode of Conversations with Women in Sales, encouraging you to share an episode with all of your friends and your favorite male allies. Let's work together to change the face of sales. Until next time, you can find all of our episodes at womensalespros.com/podcast.